show you how to assemble the worm factory. This is one that I use a lot of other methods, but this is one that I have that I use for showing an example. I'm going to try to put it together as fast as I can, just to save the filming, and it gets boring if I don't. This is what's called the ladder, and it goes first thing you put in. After that goes one of the boxes. These are clean relatively, but I just got done using them and emptied them out. After you put in the box, you get at least four of these with your worm factory. Then you want to lay some newspaper down. And it doesn't matter a piece, two pieces, whatever, but you basically want to cover up the holes on the bottom to keep all the sediment and everything else from going down into the ladder. That way you can get actual worm juice out from the bottom. And just lay some newspaper down. And next, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of, I got it over here, peat moss in, or core, whatever you want to call it. So used to using peat moss. Now this is a little bit too wet, so I'm going to squeeze it out a little bit. Put it in here. I had that soaking for a good couple of days, so it's very saturated. I've got a whole trash can full of it, and I just shoveled some in here. I'll put this down for the initial bed. Last time I did this, it was okay, but I raised mine in 50-gallon drums. But a lot of people, especially people in the city, want something that looks a little bit nicer. I can't say that way. I lived in a city atmosphere. I live out in the country, and they can see pretty much what you're doing, really. Alright. Don't worry about being dirty. Now I'm going to reach in here and get some worms that I had already got earlier. There should be a good, see them sliding off there. As you see, a good half pound to a pound of worms. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more in there. Like I said, you see, and that little bit of worm dirt ain't going to hurt you none. Spreading them around, leaving them piled, it doesn't really matter. There's enough of them in there, they'll find each other. So I guess I'm going to end up with about a pound of them in here. I had went through these earlier and got some of the worm castings out. I've got some little bit of food. You could do all kind of things. I'll go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of sand in here right now. It's not going to hurt anything. And that helps them to chew with the gizzard. That is how they actually digest. It runs through their gizzard and it helps them materialize their actual food. Here all I've got is some coffee grounds, and I'm just going to lay them in there. I'm not worried about, some reason people, you read about they want to dig a hole and bury them and this, that, and the other. Well, I didn't put a whole lot of dirt in there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to add some more dirt on top. Keeps down some of the flies and smell and everything. Actually, I like the smell of worm dirt. Not a big problem. It's when it gets rancid, it doesn't smell good. But the smell reminds me when I was a kid and I was fishing. So it always smells pretty good. A little bit more set. Now you can put shredded paper, newspaper, cardboard. They send you pumice, which is small lava rock, and they send newspaper shreddings, cardboard shreddings when you get this kit. And like I said, I raised mine in a different atmosphere basically. But what I'm going to do there, now that one right there is already set. Take the top with the instructions on it, as you see, put it on there. Voila, we're set. A couple more days, I'd say about a week before I had to mess and feed them again.